Welcome to the One Decision Away podcast. I'm your host, Kellyanne Gorman, an entrepreneur, author, content creator, and founder of Kellyanne Cares. This is your space for mindset shifts, personal growth, wellness over 40, productivity, my favorite, and creating a life that feels aligned and intentional. Here we talk about real experiences, reinvention, new chapters, and what it actually takes to rebuild, refocus, and move forward with clarity. Every day you have the opportunity to make a new choice, and that one choice can change everything, because you're one decision away from a completely different life. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of the One Decision Away podcast. You guys, episode 10. Can you believe it? We're only 10 episodes in and going on 10 years of podcasting. I'm so excited and thrilled to share what I have today because it's been weighing on me. Not really weighing, but I'm like living in it. And whenever that happens, I always share it with you because I know that if I was strong enough to go through something or feel it and see it and share it, I'm obviously have to tell you about it. So, where do I start? I just ate dinner and I'm very full and I don't have an iced coffee. This is not the normal recording schedule, let me tell you, but I had to share episode 10 with you right now because last night I was up late as well. And I put out a very long Substack. I think it was like 2,500 words. And I titled it, Before You Give Up, Read This. And it was like from the heart. Like I cried, I'm PMSing. Perimenopause is the biggest pain in the ass, let me tell you. Especially around a Lionsgate portal and a big manifesting time and all of the woo-woo happening in the universe. But that's my current situation. And I wanted to honestly share like what I'm going through and know that if I'm going through it and I could share it, that it's going to help one person, then I'm going to do that. And I've been doing that since I've been podcasting almost 10 years ago. So I had to sit down. I was working till almost 11 o'clock last night, which is also not the norm. I was typing with like one eye open. I was so tired, drinking my moon brew because I haven't been able to sleep. So I'll get into that in a minute. But I have a couple things to share. So I listened to a podcast this morning on my walk, and it was the Trent Shelton podcast. I only listened to a couple, so I bounce around between his show, Gabby Bernstein, who I love, and who I worked with her team when I self-published my book, and they're phenomenal, as well as the Bostics and like a couple other ones like I'll sprinkle through. But that's it, because I'm a creator, and I don't like to consume too much. I like to create. So that's that. I'm on my walk. I'm listening to him. And the whole episode is about self-worth. Literally changed my life. Opened my eyeballs and my ears to so many things that I've been feeling the last literally decade. And he was talking about growth and failure. And I just made a video about how I am just thinking way too small. Now, I know if like you've been following me for a while, you probably don't believe that, but I have been living way too small. I got sucked into something that isn't my own, and I just kind of lost myself. And whenever people say when you need to heal, you need to go back to the place that caused you all the trauma, I feel like for me it made it worse, and then I had to get out of it. But I feel like it's just going to make a better chapter in my next book where I got stuck forever trying to write the grief and healing chapters because I was literally still in it. And if you know or don't know this story, but I was so depressed, like deep depression, and so many different things were triggering it back and forth, like back to back, I should say, sorry. And I just like lost it. Like I could not create, I could not do anything. So long story short, I started coloring with my best friend's daughter, and then that turned into my coloring book business. So my children's coloring book collection, Coloring Collins, that's how all of those coloring books were born. I have an ABC Fruits and Veggies that launched first. The second was a unicorn, and the third was the space, and that one's different. It's more intricate designs for the older kids, or for you if you like space. I'm obsessed with space. I used to want to be an astronaut when I was younger. And the book is square. But then last summer, what I did was I launched digital copies. So if you're running a preschool, a daycare, you're a teacher, you can just print them over and over and over again. And you don't have to purchase each book for $12.95 on Amazon. So I had to increase the price over $10, which drove me nuts. But they changed the commission and the paper price and cost and all this stuff. And I wanted it the same price. in the States as well as the UK. So I had to increase the price. So I believe they're $12.97, but they're heavy cardstock. They're beautiful coloring books. And I have a fourth coming for autistic children, and then my adult coloring book collection sometime, maybe next Christmas. Fingers crossed, I'm not sure. Because right now I'm in travel mode. Everything is already in storage, and that was difficult because it was like 120 degrees. Then I was freaking out because it's like a swamp cooler in there, and I'm in Vegas, and they say, well, inside it's going to be 20 to 30 degrees less. I'm like, well, if it's 120 outside, it's a 100 degrees inside my storage unit, and half of the things that are in there are... Well, I could tell you more than half of the things that are in there are photo albums, literally since my baby book until present, and skincare and supplements. So I've got to go back because I feel like it's all going to get damaged. And so I need to reassess before I actually leave Vegas, hopefully in a couple days, and figure that situation out. I still have to go get some more clear bins just to like make sure it's like super organized, take photos, because I was dripping sweat. I probably lost 10 pounds, and I only made like a few trips, but it was just like prime sun, and it was so hot. Like oh my God, I'm the queen of the storage unit. So I had the trips like organized and everything, but the heat was just like literally unbearable. Anyway, getting back to healing and all of that. So I realized the other day, like I'm just thinking way too small because I was listening to the Bosticks podcast, and they went to Harvard Business School, and that's been on my bucket list. So I also want to do that. And I'm originally from New England, and I've just always wanted to do that since I think I saw Alicia Keys and her husband go many, many years ago. And now I feel like it's almost like an influencer thing, but you pay for the class. And they did like a sports media training class, I think. I'm not sure. It's definitely a pretty penny. I didn't even research that part yet. But I'm thinking way too small. I'm not thinking like beyond my brand, beyond my products and all of that. And the reason why I'm listening to these podcasts is because I am putting in the work myself. I think I'm going to sneeze. Felt that coming. Excuse me. So I've been waking up earlier. I've been going on my walks. I'm getting rid of this damn plantar fasciitis. I'm getting rid of my lipedema. I do not want any more body aches and pains because I'm hitting the road. And circa 20 years ago, when I lived on over 60 cruise ships, super yachts, and private planes, I was in great shape compared to how I am now. It was also 20 years ago and pre-perimenopause. So I feel like now that I'm out of the depression and like all of that business and the healing and the trauma, like I'm trying so hard to like close the doors and like close my mind and like end chapters of everything that's traumatic. And so many things have been happening that are getting like sent to me from the universe. Like they're becoming more aligned, and I'm being able, like my eyes are open. I'm able to see so much more clearly now because I'm doing the work. Not like I wasn't doing the work before. It's just like, I want this shit to happen so bad. I am stopping at nothing. And ironically, like, okay, so here's the deal. You've probably already listened to this episode, but the reason why I ended the Kellyanne Cares podcast is because I just felt so much like trauma attached to that. And when I launched my show in 2017, it was called the Happy Workaholic Podcast, and it was a show for your business, LinkedIn, and life with an autoimmune disease. As I mentioned earlier, if I was strong enough to share my story, I needed to do it. So I did. And then turns out I didn't have those two diseases. I was put on 13 prescription medications, had chemo treatments, overdosed with them, and they were supposed to be for the rest of my life. Excuse me. And now I'm listening to my gut. I'm like, I'm not doing that for the rest of my life. As with cancer, you have certain treatments, a certain number of treatments to shrink a tumor and hopefully get rid of it. Where with autoimmune diseases, with MS and NMO, it was forever, twice a year, forever. And I already had 8 treatments in like less than a year. So I was also overdosed. And so then when I found out I was misdiagnosed, I then had to become an overnight attorney basically in the middle of a pandemic. But I closed all those cases by myself in record time, by the way, 18 months, which I wrote about in my last Substack, Before You Give Up, Read This. That's the title, read it. I'll link it in the show notes. I've worked for multiple billionaire families, and I had clients that were attorneys at the time, and I had friends that were attorneys, and not out of all of my connections, not one law firm would take my case. And I think it was 113 or 117. I want to say 117 law firms. And so I had to take it upon myself. And I was living in San Diego at the time. I had to come to Vegas quite a few times to go to the courthouse, to go to the legal library, and to learn the law. So I represented myself in all 6 medical malpractice cases, closed them in record time so that I could state their names legally. And I chose not to go to trial so that I could do that forever. And to this day, I have helped save more than 1,000 lives from these multiple doctors. And to me, that's more important because I know I can always make money. And that to me was that was more important. And I don't think I would mentally survive going to a trial and doing all of that all over again because of how the court systems were working during the pandemic. And I needed to have it in my bank account and write a check, $250,000 to fly in the experts that said that I was misdiagnosed. Like, that was on my dime. Like, I don't have $250,000 in a bank account. So that was another reason. But going back to all of that, like, I think that all of these things that have been sent my way from the universe recently, like I keep saying, like, get up early, put in the work, get organized, become your most productive version of yourself, manifest and visualize. But like, if you don't put in the work consistently, if you're not acting as if it's about to happen, like quantum leap, right? Like, if you're not acting if it's already here, which, trust me, is so frustrating because I am fighting to get these brand deals done. I'm like, it's coming. Like, one of my favorite clients and now, like, best friend for life, like, she literally gave me therapy session today on the phone. She's like, wait, you have to be patient. The biggest one is coming your way. I was like, aren't I supposed to be coaching you? But I needed to hear that because I want to cry. I'm so frustrated because I'm putting in the work. I'm doing all this. But everybody that I used to listen to 9-10 years ago, the beginning of my podcast, I'm circling back to my original thought, why I ended the show. It was just so traumatic and I wanted to start over. I wanted to reinvent myself. I wanted to start a brand new life because I feel like I've also still lost myself even more over the last 4 years. So I'm ready to get my groove back, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm ready to go. If you ask every one of my friends, they always say, oh my God, this girl talks to like every stranger and they become her best friend. Yes, they do. Like, I just love meeting people. I always have. I mean, I was working for 10 years traveling out of 2 suitcases and I'm about to do it again. And I wasn't excited about the flying, but now I'm like, send me the flight. Like, just send me the ticket. I am ready to go. I'm trying to figure out how my vibration plate is going to come with me if I fly, but that's another dilemma. So, okay, final thought, circling back. So 9-10 years ago, I was always listening to certain podcasters and certain like content creators I was watching, and all of a sudden they just started showing up in my life again. Ed Milet. I've always said to myself, like, when I'm working out, when I'm doing laps, I did a double workout the other day. I swam for like almost an hour. He had this thing, is like the power of one more. I feel like he wrote a book about it. I honestly forget. But he started showing up on my timeline on Instagram and I haven't seen his content in years. And that means like, just put in one more rep, just do one more lap, just pitch one more brand. And that's what I did last night. I'm like, just do one more Substack. And today I'm like, just record one more podcast episode. So I am putting in the work. I have always been obsessed with storytelling, and it's always been the center of every single thing that honestly I do. Stories connect us. Stories remind us about how we're not alone. Stories can give us hope. And it's honestly why I created a different kind of experience for podcast partnerships, because every business has a story. Every founder has a reason why they started. Every product was created because somebody needed it to exist. Every single thing I've created, it's out of a demand. It needed to exist. Everything. And I know that it will help somebody. And that's why I'm so excited to like get on the road and travel and work with all these exciting brands in multiple categories, because I'm telling a story of their program, their product, their service, their founder, what you can expect from the brand or the program, product, service, like how it can relate to our lives. When would we use it? Like the behind the scenes, the ins and outs have always been different. I've always shared different ways of, like, I just said to somebody I'm talking about her podcast, I'm like, there's no rules in podcasting. I've said that to client, ask any of the 30 podcast clients I've had. They will say, oh yeah, that's the first thing she told me. You can be as creative as you want. So the fact that I came back to Vegas and I'm healing trauma, but then the trauma came back and then I got depressed and then I got rid of the depression. Like, it's been like an ongoing roller coaster, but listen, I'm just telling you, it's just going to be better content for my next book. That's the positive mindset I've always had. And, when it comes to 9 and 10 years, like my show was 9 years when I ended it on my birthday, and all these content creators and podcasts just like popping up on my feed. It's another sign from the universe. Like, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now. You're reinventing yourself. You're helping other women and brands who are ready to grow their business and brand, mindset, wellness, productivity, personal growth, like all the things. I just needed to kickstart, reinvent myself real quick, and to put in the work so that I can help the rest of you and share all the stories on the podcast, as well as through my video content on my Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all the things. So I just wanted to share that because it's kind of wild that like everything is coming full circle. So I can just like taste it, literally taste it. And I'm like, who is the first one that's going to give me this huge opportunity? Like, I'm talking like the travel. Like, I just cannot wait. And I, at night, am up in the middle of the night. I haven't been able to sleep correctly because I think it's stress. Well, obviously it's stress. And I'm also like anxious and, excited. And last night was the first night I actually finally slept. Do you want to know why? Because I haven't been drinking my Moon Brew. I've been having a beverage, or I've been having a melatonin gummy, which I know I shouldn't be having, because if you have Hashimoto's or a thyroid issue, melatonin is not your friend. It'll cut the percentage of the thyroid meds like in half, so it's not really helping your thyroid, but they knock me out. So I'm like, oh, I just need them, but last night was the first night I hadn't had them. And I had my Moon Brew, which is a magnesium drink, which gives you the best night deep REM sleep, by the way. I had this strawberry lemonade, so I think that one's the sleep and fiber. I also have the regular sleep. I have the sleep and cocoa. I have the travel packets, thank God, because I'm going to need them. I have the sleep creatine, which is brand new. The caramel, is it caramel chocolate? Something. I'm obsessed with Moon Brew. If you are having sleep issues, if your body hurts, if you can't sleep, deep sleep through the night, you need Moon Brew. And I literally just got an email from them yesterday and I wanted to film a video. They're doing not 20. I've always had a discount code for you for 20%, but now they're doing 30 because, oh shoot, is it 5th or 6th year? They're celebrating a big year of their business and they're upping the percentage off. So if you are looking for a magnesium drink, and they have so many delicious flavors now, I really want to have like a mint chip creatine, but it doesn't exist yet, unfortunately. They just have the caramel as of now that I know. And somebody from their Manhattan office actually called me to like quiz me on the product. Not quiz, but like definitely not quiz. Well, ask me my 2 cents. And I was like, oh my God, can we be best friends? I want to live in New York again, run around the Moon Brew office. She was the sweetest thing. And she's like, I love how passionate about like you are about our products. And like, it allows me to sleep. I sleep on 30 pounds of crushed crystals. I sleep to an 8-hour sound bath, and I drink Moon Brew, or I have my wine. But lately, like, so tonight, I'm definitely going to have probably the strawberry lemonade again. The trick with these drinks, for me personally, I've noticed they work better when you're consistent with them. And I need to have it like an hour or two before I want to be asleep for it to kick in. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. What else? So the coloring books you know about, Everything is Messy is on sale. My personal growth and recipe book. My second book is in the works, but I don't even know when I could start writing on that again because I'm traveling. But let me tell you, when I get inspired, it's going to happen. And I'm so excited for my adventures. And today was just another way of like going back into my past life of like cruise ships and super yachts and private planes and luxury car rental brands and all of it. I sat on my LinkedIn and I was messaging so many people I haven't spoken to in years. They're like, oh my God, your podcast. I was like, I'm traveling again. They're like, wait, what? I'm like, I know. So I feel like my final chapter of healing is going back to where I was the happiest. And I need to rephrase this in better words because I literally just like thought about it yesterday when I was writing. And again, today it was like on my mind all day. I'm like, when you are trying to heal such horrible trauma, going back to the place that caused it could honestly make it worse, in my opinion, but also heal you in specific ways. But then you need to go back to your previous version of yourself to experience what happiness was all over again. Do you see what I'm saying? So when I was traveling the world and living my best life, I had no worries whatsoever. I want that life again. I want to be that version of myself again, but now I'm 48. I'm single. I feel good. I'm working out. I want to meet some men in Italy. I just sent my information to a winery there. I'm ready to go live my best life and bring all these incredible brands along for the ride. So if you have an incredible brand and you would like to partner up, my media kit is in the show notes. You know how to find me. And let's just hop on a call and make it happen. Like, I am dead serious. When I talk about like storytelling and the art of it and like working with, I'm very, very picky when it comes to working with brands. Let me tell you, I just eliminated more than 10 brands that I have been working with over the last year or so, just because right now they're not going to work in my life because of me traveling. And I am not that passionate about them anymore. And there's certain things I use every single day that I am so passionate and I do want to keep sharing with you. And you know who those brands are, like La Belladonna, like my vegan makeup line, like they have 4-ingredient mineral-based foundation. Like, that's unheard of. It's dermatologist and oncologist tested and approved. Like, you will never find anything else like that. My Moon Brew, my Aloha, like I definitely need to get some more bars for my travels because carrying around a jug of protein powder, that's going to be questionable. I feel like they have individual packets actually. And then my Brain MD, I'm obsessed with everything that they create from Dr. Daniel Amen. I don't know what I'm going to do about my Life Pro Hexaplate, but all the brands that I'm currently loving, like Malagirl Superfood Broths, those are going to be coming with me. My Moon Brew packets are going to be coming with me. I need all my individual proteins and supplements and all these things. And who knows, maybe I'll create a product that is great for all of us high maintenance, over 40 skincare and supplement girlies to travel lightly with, because that's my problem. Maybe I should contact Ziploc because everything right now I have is in a Ziploc and I'm like the queen of the Ziploc bag. But right now, like I'm literally staring at, so all of my bags are packed. The smaller suitcase is literally just products. And then I have 2 other Kipling bags, and a smaller one of that will be supplements. My bigger one is work. And then I have a clear bin with my kitchen stuff, and then another clear bin with bedding. But if I am going to hotels and all of that, then I don't like need all that stuff. So I'm still trying to figure out like logistics. That's a whole nother episode. But anyway, I just wanted to share like a couple thoughts, what I was thinking. I know it's kind of all over the place. Before you give up, before you are ready to throw in the towel, you need to go read my last post on Substack. And I wanted to kind of talk about like what I was writing about, if that makes sense. So to wrap this episode up, I just wanted to say 1, thank you. 2, if you were going through it, there's going to be a light at the other side of the tunnel. 3, everything I mentioned is in the show notes as always. 4, if you want to work together, you know how to find me. Media Kit is in the show notes. And 5, start waking up 5 minutes earlier if you want to accomplish something. 5 minutes, that's all you need, I promise. Put in the work, write stuff down over and over and over again, manifest and visualize, and act as if it's already here, and it's going to happen. You just have to be patient, because that's what my client told me, and I have 0 patience, so I'm trying really, really hard to have some, because I just want to go. I think that's it. So happy 10th episode. I can't even believe it. Like, how did that happen so fast? Anyway, I've had a lot to say. That's why. I have had a lot to say. I feel like Kelly Clarkson on her stage in Vegas. She like doesn't show up, but like in a good way, you know? This is a good episode. Thanks for listening, and you know where to find me, and I'll be back soon with episode 11, and hopefully that will be more exciting news about my travels. But all the brands I'm working with now, I want you to go check them out because that's how you get all this content for free. It's a way to support the show. And if you are ready to take your business and life to the next level that you truly deserve to be at, I only have 2 spots left in my signature program, Messy to Momentum. Go check that out. And if you're interested in launching a podcast, I'll actually have coaching calls for that too. So you can go to everythingismessy.com. All my links are there to keep it nice and simple for you. But I'm so excited to share what I have in the works coming soon. And stay tuned. I've got lots more.